And we're back to Tech Tuesday it's Thursday. But, question that a lot of people ask me today, and obviously tech question for Tech Tuesday, is do I need a VPN? If you don't have one and you're asking that question, chances are, no you don't. So, there you go. That was it. Well, no, that's not it. But there's your takeaway. You probably don't need a VPN if you, one, are asking what one is, and two, don't have one already. But let's go a little bit deeper. So what is a VPN? VPN is obviously not a word. It's an acronym, which stands for Virtual Private Network. And back in the day, there was really only one use for this, which was to connect you from outside the network into an actual local private network, hence virtual private network, because you from outside are virtually joining what is then a private network. So case in point would be, in this day and age, work from home. If you need to connect to the network at your office of your workplace, generally I'm pretty sure that was the original intention for VPN. However, there are now other uses for that, and they would be things like, mostly to do with media. So, that's one big one. There's another big one, but I'll get to that after. So this one, because you're joining a network from outside that's located somewhere else, your streaming services are often what we call geo-blocked. So you can only access them from certain geographical locations, and certain IP addresses, most IP addresses, are actually linked to a location because they're going through a server that's in a fixed location or belong to a company who has their server in a fixed location, which then, means that their network's in a fixed location. If you're using a VPN service to then circumvent, I'm pretty sure that's the word, bypass that geo block so that you can watch content that is then not available in your region, you are connecting to somebody else's network in the region that is allowed to access that content. Does that make sense? So instead of you accessing, say, your work office, you're accessing some internet service provider that's based in the country that you're trying to watch content that's allowed for. Pretty sure that was about as simple as I could make it. And that's what's happening. Wasn't really the traditional use for it or the intended use for it as far as I'm aware when it was started, but that's how that thing works. That's why that works. And by the way, that is technically a violation of terms of service for whatever you're doing that with. But you know what? We all click I accept. So however that sits with you is how that sits with you. Then the third thing though is privacy. So because, again, the idea that you're connecting to somebody else's network, and this is why I get asked it more often than not, is because you see now security software, so your antivirus software and stuff, advertising the option or including the option of a VPN service. But what's the point of that? Well, the point of that is then, instead of somebody then seeing what you're doing on the internet, they're actually seeing all of this information going through basically whatever network you're connecting to. So the VPN network, usually of your security software provider, all the traffic then comes from them, so they can't tell exactly who it is or where it's coming from because it's not personally identifiable as your network. So basically, instead of you connecting straight to the internet, then you connect from you to your VPN provider and then out to the internet. So the person on the other end, or the website on the other end, or anyone watching between, isn't seeing you to them. It's seeing you to them to them. So then it doesn't actually look like you're accessing it. There are other ways to track it besides your network connection, like address. So, this only hides one part of it. But that's the idea of the extra layer of security behind that. Is it necessary? Probably not, but it is an extra layer of protection if you need it, if you want it, that kind of thing. And you know what? If you feel like you need that and want that and just want extra security, go for it. It couldn't hurt, right? Actually, sorry, I have seen some instances where it does slow down speed a little bit. So I guess it could hurt a little, but it's not detrimental. So yeah, there is that. It's just, download speeds are a little bit slower. It's not like you can't load anything. Oh my gosh, it's so slow. So yeah. Anyway, if you've got further questions about that, if you're just confused even further, just go back to the start and go with no, you don't need one if you don't have one and don't know what one is. That's your takeaway. But yeah, if you've got other questions, if you want to know more about that, then you know what, we can sit down and have a conversation with that. If you can think of any use cases that I've missed for a VPN, by all means, contact me and go, oi, you missed this, because I'm keen. I'm keen to learn. But yeah, hopefully you've learned something from that. Hopefully that helped you if you were considering a VPN or had seen VPN around and going, what the heck is that? But yeah, other than that, I hope you're having a great day. And I hope to see you next time. And I hope that you like, follow, or subscribe so that, well, you can see me next time, because I probably won't see you. That's how these things work. It's a video. It's one way. It's not video chat. Anyway, thanks. Bye.